Welcome to Gut Health is All Health. Today we're going to be talking about why gut health is all health. You've probably gone to the doctor for a number of reasons. Listed here on the slide, you can see a number of common reasons to see your doctor. Oftentimes, about 1 in 3 of every visit to the doctor's office is regarding the gut or the gastrointestinal tract. People will have reflux, they'll have stomach discomfort, they'll have problems with diarrhea or constipation or bloating. Although not all these problems that are listed here are directly related necessarily to the gut. If the gut is not optimal, you won't be able to fix some of these problems. These problems that people will go see the doctor for often stem from nutrition or lifestyle or other causes. As you know, we all have to take our food and nutrition so that we need to have the ability to digest. And once we digest this food, we have to process this food. And then once this food is processed, we have to have a way of elimination in terms of getting rid of toxins and other things that uh, may poison our bodies. The root problem of things often come about if we have a problem with digestion or if we have a problem with elimination or with some problems with the uh, way we get our food and the processing that occurs. This is the 4 pillars of gut health. Gut health uh, is centered upon these 4 areas. We all need to eat, so we need nutrition to uh, provide the means of building up our bodies, to make the proteins, to make hormones, to make all kinds of the things that we need to do for our bodies to function. We need to eliminate or detoxify uh, any waste material that occurs from either what we eat or because of the processing of the foods. As you know, there's byproducts with everything, even in factories and uh, production, even in our cars where we have to burn the fuel in order to get the car to work. Uh, that combustion process, of course, leads to some pollution or pollutants, and we're all regulated and have to have our cars inspected at times because of the regulation that's required. The immune component of the gut is that uh, our gut is essentially the inner skin. We all have skin that protects us from the cold and the weather and any kind of uh, wind or, or infection or bacteria. In this way, our gut, the lining in our bodies, uh, have to constantly protect us against exposure to the outside world. What we eat is obviously um, not sterile and has a lot of things and additives that are from the environment that are sometimes toxic and sometimes, at the very least, not helpful or useful for our bodies. Some of these things can get absorbed, and if they are, our immune system has to deal with them. And we also have to have our liver help us to detoxify things that come in as well. Lastly, bacteria uh, is in our bowels as well. It's only since the 1990s that we've become aware of the fact that our DNA in our bodies are only 1% human. In fact, 99% by weight of DNA material is bacterial. So we often have to ask who's the host uh, and who is the who's cohabiting or who is benefiting from this relationship. Let's look at the way we digest. And I'm going to focus on one area today, which is inflammation. And the reason for inflammation that's being so important is I'll show you uh, why this is the root cause of a lot of problems. So we chew food, we have acid in our stomach, or we produce, and we have some enzymes both in the mouth and the stomach. And this allows us to mechanically break down the food, and the enzymes help to for digestion. Once this occurs, the food particles go down to the gut or the gastrointestinal tract, and what happens is there's a series of absorption that can occur for nutrients, and then we need protection or rejection for things that are not digestible, and we let them pass through the rest of the gastrointestinal tract. What plays a role is bacteria that can produce a probiotic biofilm that helps filter things out and also communicate with our immune system. Pieces of the puzzle that we had not been able to figure out until more recently. So in a perfect system, the food particles, the nutrients get absorbed into the bloodstream, as you can see. Um, uh, the areas of the red blood cells and the blood vessel below the single lining of the intestine, and uh, they go on to where they need to go, which are the target organs, supplying glucose or sugar, carbohydrates, fats, or protein as needed. The single layer of cells protect us. They're kind of our TSA, if you will, and they screen what we eat so that the things that we don't need or shouldn't eat get rejected, and those that um, are required that we need, they let them through. This shows, but there are problems if we have an infection or if we have recent antibiotics or we take certain medications and drugs that can damage this lining or damage the bacteria that protect us. And if that occurs, then we have a breach in the barrier, and this can cause allergies and because of the fact that the body uh, and the immune system will see substances that it normally does not see and will react to. And once the immune system gets triggered, there could be consequences if it continues further to autoimmunity, where uh, our body starts to attack our own cells. So this leads to an all-out war that our body is prepared to fight. However, there's a lot of collateral damage. Uh, if the damage occurs in various organs or tissues such as in the bones and the joints, then we can get arthritis. If it occurs in other areas, they can cause other disease as well. The root cause of many of our health problems is from inflammation, and this is an article that was published in Time magazine in February 2004, uh, showing us that all diseases seem to have a common denominator as with inflammation. So you can see that inflammation is a major problem, and our gut has 60% of our immune system, and because of that, it very easily can get inflamed. So it's very important that if any of these diseases that you see here listed, even cancer, we need to be sure that our guts are in optimal condition. So what can be done about this? Well, there are various programs other than nutrition, lifestyle. There's a 4R program, which involves removing toxins, allergens, harmful organisms that can cause this inflammatory response. Then a replacement that can occur, which include both nutrients, lifestyle, and reduction of stress. There's also reinoculation in terms of, uh, again, rebalancing the microbiome or the bacteria. And this can occur either by taking foods such as prebiotics that the bacteria would benefit from, certain friendly bacteria would benefit from, and then there is the repair of the gut integrity, the mucosal biofilm that was seen in the diagram above. There's actually a fifth R. Now, more recent research has shown that there is a gut-brain axis, the gut being the second brain, if you will, um, in our bodies, and there's a direct connection between how our gut functions and how our brain functions. Uh, and this has also been shown in the latest research. So that is today's topic, showing the importance of why gut health is all health and why one needs an optimal uh, uh, operating gut. Um, if you have further questions and wish to continue with the rest of the series, you can click below for the next installment of the series, or to find out the specifics on the 4R program, which we've developed over 5 modules over 5 weeks, which will go through each of these areas to remove, replace, renoculate, repair, and actually to rebalance now. Uh, Please click on the link below. Thank you.